Hi, it's Jonathan from Spin. We're talking to Dennis from Flogging Molly about artistic expression and freedom of speech. These are subjects that are very important to Flogging Molly's music. But before we talk about that specifically, I'm wondering if you could talk to me a bit about artists that have inspired you by using their voice, or maybe taught you things you might not have otherwise heard. How has music achieved that for you?
Uh, so in the beginning of my musical, I guess, in life, I think the first impact that had that kind of impact on me, I was into Elvis and all this stuff when I was a little kid, and then I think heard a Jimi Hendrix song called "If Six Was Nine," and it wasn't your typical lyrics, and I read it, was like, wow, there's something more to this, and then I discovered soon after that Bob Dylan, and then that was just like, wow, this music it has something to say, and that music can do that, and I was just, I think I was 12 or years old or something like that, and there that I started looking for people that have something to say.
Can you tell me a bit about how that idea has been a constant throughout Flogging Molly? How does it manifest itself? Do you guys talk about things that are on your mind that are going to find their way into the music? How does that conversation happen within the band?
So Dave, our singer, he writes all the lyrics, and he's good enough at it where nobody even has to say anything to him. But I mean, when talking to him, it's like his whole attitude is, how can you not talk about certain things? And he's from Ireland, so coming from a country that not too long ago was at war or odds with another country, and border problems and bombings and horrendousness that unfortunately is happening in other places. I think him growing up with that, he can't just kind of let it go and sing about other things.
And I must imagine that hearing him talk about those issues makes an impact on the other members of the band, even though you don't have those same firsthand experiences perhaps that he has. The conviction with which he expresses those beliefs must be infectious for everybody else.
For us and for our audience.
Exactly.
And he takes it really seriously. I think the lyrics are very important to him, one of the most important parts, and you can learn a lot listening to Flogging Molly songs, because he's not just doesn't sing about Ireland like he's written songs about after the Iraq War started, written songs. We wrote a song now. It was about the 1916 rebellion in Ireland, but then the Ukrainian war with Russia started, and it kind of melded into that. It's almost like the same exact thing that happened back then is happening now. So there's a real connection. So if you read the lyrics, that you could see, like, unfortunately we haven't learned much over 100 years or so, and this kind of thing is still it's really sad, still happening.
Well, I must imagine that sometimes a conversation is fostered with the audience. You alluded to that just a moment ago, but what's it like to talk about these issues with fans, or perhaps even see them talking about these things amongst themselves because they've been inspired by seeing you guys play music?
To me, that's, you get into music in the beginning because you love music, and you want to play it and you want to make a living at it. But then, for me, it becomes like that's why we do it. That's the big reward right there, when you've inspired someone where they can either talk to you or amongst themselves about something you created, and then they have this connection with you, and you have a connection with them now. And when someone comes up and talks about things like that, to me, that's the biggest honor. Whether it's about losing a loved one, about something about politics or war, to me that means, like, we've made the connection.
So Flogging Molly's also been very supportive of artists like Pussy Riot, who have had their freedom of expression compromised.
Right.
And I wonder if you could talk a bit about why it's so important for artists to stick up for each other on this issue, especially in the times we're living in right now.
So, wow, this could go on for a while. But freedom of speech is kind of like a not kind of. It's very important, but I think with social media, it's important as well. Um, but with, I mean, with music, I mean, I don't see like, okay, so the controversy can be like, what about racist bands? Like, are they allowed? I mean, that's kind of a slippery slope for me. I mean, I'm certainly not going to listen to it, but I guess in the end, I think everybody should be allowed to express themselves and not harm anyone else, if that makes any sense, or sort of inflict some sort of violence or aggression towards someone they may not agree with. I think people are allowed to express themselves. Hopefully, they do it in an intelligent way where it makes sense instead of just some stupid emotional racist thing or hate-filled speech.
Yes. Well, thanks so much for being with us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Okay.